Hello students, welcome to today's session where we are going to discuss about fractions. Now what basically is a fraction? Fraction, when we divide a whole means a given thing, like if we are talking about division of chocolates. So we need to divide the chocolates among few students. So the entire packet or a container in which the chocolates are kept is called a whole, and now we need to divide them equally. So what we will do, we will count the number of chocolates and number of students to be distributed, a number of children to be distributed, and when we divide them equally or in a proper proportion, we call that division as a fraction, and the entire packet will be called as a whole. So what exactly is fraction? Fraction is a part of whole. Now, in your junior classes, you would have seen regarding the fractions. Like if we have a chocolate and we are dividing it into 4 parts. So only one part is being used. So what will be the fraction notation of this? For to rotate this figure in a fraction part, so for the shaded one, shaded part will be 1/4. This shows that we are talking about the first part which is being shaded, and 4 is the number of parts the given chocolate bar is divided. Now, if we want to underline about the unshaded part, what is unshaded part? Unshaded part is 3/4 because 3 parts are not being shaded. So this was a basic picture of fraction. Already fractions are being dealt in your previous classes. We will have a quick review of what we have learned so far, and for that we will be describing about the types of fractions. Now, basically the types of fractions for this can be described as like, unlike, proper, improper, and whole fraction. Clear? Till now you have learned about proper fraction, improper fraction, whole, like, and unlike. Now we have discussed what is a fraction, and hope now you are clear about what is this n by d. N by d means n is your numerator and d is your denominator. Now any number which is written in the form of numerator and denominator is a fraction. Now what are the types of fractions? So we will be using the same n by d notation to express all this. Now in a proper one, proper fraction means always the numerator and denominator, numerator is always less than, numerator is less than denominator. Now that is, example will be 2/5, 3/5, 6/10, you can say 6/7. These are the example of proper fraction. Now what is improper? Improper means n is, numerator is greater than denominator. That is, you may say it as 3/2. You may say it by 7/3. So these are the examples of your improper fraction. What is a whole, not whole fraction, this is called mixed fraction. Mixed fraction is a combination of whole number, numerator and denominator. A number, a fraction which can be expressed as whole number, numerator and denominator is called a mixed fraction. For like, we have all the numbers as 2/3, 1/3, 4/3. these are like fractions irrespective of the numerator. We are talking about the denominator, and denominators are same, means these are like. And when we talk of unlike fractions, fractions having the different denominators are unlike fraction. Apart from these, like proper, improper, mixed, like and unlike, we do have different types of fractions. Like we have decimal fraction. What is decimal fraction? The decimal fraction is a fraction where the denominators are 10, 100, 1000, etc. Means the denominator value will be a multiple of 10. So these are called decimal fractions. Then we have unit fraction. Unit fractions are fractions having their numerator is equal to 1. When the numerator is equal to 1 in a given series, we say that these are the unit fractions. Now, decimal fractions, unit fractions, and then we have something called vulgar fraction. That is, this vulgar fraction means, see, this is your proper fraction. We have improper fraction, mixed fraction, like, unlike, decimal, unit fraction, and vulgar fraction. What exactly is a vulgar fraction? Vulgar fraction means all the examples which I have given you, like 2 by 5, 3 by 2, 2 by 3, 5 by 4, where the denominators are not multiple of 10 are called vulgar fraction. Now, we have seen the types of fractions. Let's summarize this once again. So, what we have seen that this is a fraction is a part of whole or any number which can be expressed as numerator and denominator is a fraction where n is the numerator and d is your denominator. Apart from that, when we were talking about the types of fractions, we learned about proper, improper, mixed, like, unlike, decimal, vulgar, unit. These were the types of fractions which we discussed previously, and we have seen the examples also. Now, after going through the types of fractions, we will try to convert the improper fraction into mixed fraction. Now, for an example, this is improper fractions, like you can say it is 15 by 2. So, we know that improper fraction where the numerator is greater than the denominator. Numerator is 15, denominator is 2. Now, we need to convert it into mixed fraction. So, what we will be doing is, we will be dividing this 15 by 2. We know that 2 sevens are 14 and left with 1. Now, when we are writing it, we will be writing it as 7. This is your whole part, whole number part. And then the remainder will be coming here. This will become your numerator and 2, the denominator will be as it is the same. So this is the conversion of 15 by 2 into mixed fraction where, so we can say that 15 by 2 is nothing but 7.5, where it is also read as 7 1 by 2, where 7 is the whole number, 1 is your numerator and 2 is your denominator. So this we have seen the conversion of improper fraction to a mixed one. Similarly, we can also reverse the case, like if it is 2 7 by 3. Yeah, we know this is mixed fraction. Now to change this mixed fraction into improper fraction, what can be done? We need to multiply 2 into 3 plus 7 by 3. That is 6 plus 7 by 3. That is 3. 2 into 3 or 3 into 2 is all same, because we know that product will not give you the different answer. 3 into 2 plus 7, that is 6 plus 7, you are going to get as 13 by 3. So we have seen here the example where we are changing improper to mixed and mixed to improper. So mixed improper fraction for this will be 13 by 3. Now we have seen how to convert a mixed fraction into an improper one and improper fraction into a mixed fraction. Now we will discuss about a property which is very special property of a fraction. That is, if a fraction that is 2 by 3 is considered, and if we multiply it by a non-zero number, say 3, here we are multiplying the numerator and denominator by 3, and we are getting a new fraction which is 6 by 9. Remember, 6 by 9 is obtained by multiplying the given fraction by a non-zero number, that is 3. But if you try to understand, this is 2 and 3 again in the same form. This shows that by multiplying a given fraction to a non-zero number, numerator and denominator, by a same number, the value of the fraction is not going to change. Now using this property, we are going to describe equivalent fractions. Now what are equivalent fractions? Equivalent fractions are those fractions which we obtain when we multiply the given fraction, that is n by d, to a non-zero number, let it be a, or by dividing the numerator and denominator by a, where n is the numerator and d is the denominator. We are multiplying here and we are dividing here by a. We obtain the result of this, and the result obtained when we multiply the given numerator and denominator by a number, or we divide, we get some answer. That answer is going to be called as equivalent fraction for the given fraction. Clear? See, if we take an example, it is 1 by 5. Now we need to find an equivalent fraction to this. Let's find first 4 equivalent fraction to this. So the first is 1 by 5, then we will multiply it by 2. We will get 2 by 10. Then we will multiply it by 3. We are going to get 3 upon 15. We multiply it by 4. We are going to get 4 upon 20. We will multiply it by 5 and we are going to get 5 upon 25. See, these are the equivalent fractions to 1 by 5. Now how do we obtain? 2 ones are 2 fives are, 3 ones are 3 fives are, 4 ones are 4 fives are, 5 ones are and 5 fives are. Clear? But when we are finding the equivalent fraction, we are not going to do any cancellation because we are finding an equivalent fraction. Similarly, if greater numbers are given, we can divide the number by finding the HCF and we can get an equivalent fraction of that. Like if we take it as 35 by 42 is a fraction. Now we need to reduce it. So one common number in which 35 and 42 comes is 7. That means 7 fives are and 7 sixes are. So 35 by 42 or 5 by 6, 5 by 6 will be called an equivalent fraction of 35 by 42. Here we have multiplied, here we are going to divide. Now we'll take few examples like we are writing here by 2 by 7 and we need an equivalent fraction there. This is going to be 10. Clear? Numerator is going to be 10. For the equivalent fraction, what will be the denominator? So, in such a case, we will search a number which will be multiplied by 2 to get 10. So it's very easy. 2 5s are and 7 5s are. Remember, when you are multiplying or dividing the given fraction, the number which you are using has to be the same. So 2 into 5 is 10 and 7 5s are 35. So equivalent fraction for 2 by 7 with 10 as a denominator will be 10 by 35. Similarly, as here also I have shown you the equivalent fraction. Now, we'll take one more example where we are going to talk about the denominator part with a given fraction. Let the given fraction be 3 by 7 and the denominator is going to be 21. Now, in such a case, what we will do? We are going to multiply 7 with such a number to get 21. So, that is none other than 3. So, 7 3s are 21 and 3 3s are 9. So, the equivalent fraction for 3 by 7 with 21 as a denominator is going to be 9. And the one which we are going to find will be in the boxes. Clear? So, we have seen examples where we found the equivalent fraction. Now, we will be moving further and we will be talking about the like fractions and unlike fractions conversion. See, we have seen what are like fractions. Regarding like fractions, when the denominators are same, they are called as like fraction. Example, 2 by 5, 7 by 5, 1 by 5, 3 by 5. So when all the fractions are like, then we need not do anything with these fractions. But when we have unlike fractions, now how will be changing the unlike fraction to like one? Like if we have 2 by 5 and 7 by 2. These are two fractions. We know the denominators are different. So these fractions are unlike fraction. Now we are going to convert this unlike fraction into like fraction. To convert this unlike fraction into like fraction, we will find the LCM of the denominator, that is 2, 5 and 2. The LCM for 5 and 2 is nothing but 2 into 5 is 10. So this will be multiplied by 2 and this is going to be multiplied by 5. Clear? So we are going to get 4 by 10 and 35 by 10. Now we have changed this 2 by 5, 7 by 2. We have converted the unlike fraction into like fraction. Clear? Now as the conversion part we have seen, we are going to further for the reducible fractions. Now what are reducible fractions? Reducible fraction means which can be reduced. Like if we are talking about, you can say 12 upon 20. See, 12 upon 20, we can see something is common in that. So what it is common is 2. Clear? If you divide it by 2, you are going to get 6 upon 10. It is further it can be divided by 2. So this is 3 upon 5. Now we cannot further divide, we cannot proceed with the division. So we can say that 12 by 20 is reducible to 3 by 5. But we can see as no further division is possible 3 and 5. So the only division which is possible is 1. That means when the HCF of numerator and denominator is equal to 1, we say that such a fraction is example 3 by 5 is example of irreducible fraction. That means when we see that further division or further cancellation is not possible in the given fraction, or the HCF of numerator and denominator is found to be 1, we say that the given fraction is an irreducible fraction, or it is in the standard form. Clear? So what is the standard form of a given fraction? A by B, where the HCF of A by B is 1, that means further cancellation is not possible. So we have seen. Now we need to compare the fractions. How can we compare the fractions? Regarding the comparison of fraction, the comparison can be done only when we have two fractions together. Let A by B be one fraction and C by D be the other fraction. We need to compare it. Since from our childhood we are comparing the numbers, isn't it? Now we are going to compare. Now for comparing, we have two methods. First, I have shown you that unlike fraction to be compared, to be converted into like, and then we can compare. If the denominators are same, then we will compare the numerator. The numerator which is greater will be the greater fraction. Now, what will happen if these are unlike? So, if these are unlike, like it is say, if 2 by 5 and 3 by 5 is to be compared. The denominators are same. We know the one with the greater part, greater numerator will be greater. So, this is going to be the greater fraction. Clear? Now, what will happen if it is 2 by 7 and 3 by 5? In such a case, we can see that the denominators are not same. So, we will make these fractions in like fractions format. So, this will be 2 into 5, that is 10 and 7 into 5, 3 into 2 and 5 into 2. So, 5 into 7. So, this is going to be 10 by 35. This is going to be 21 by 35. Now, we can compare that this is going to be the greater fraction. 2 by 7 and 3 by 5, you are comparing it. First option is to make, the first condition is to make them the denominator same. 7 and 5 has an LCM of 35. So, 7 to be multiplied by 5, that is 10 by 35. And 5 is to be multiplied by 7, that is 21 upon 35. Now we can find this is greater, so we will be putting it as like this. Or the second option which we are going to talk about is, we will do the cross multiplication for A by B and C by D. We will be cross multiplying it. We will be finding the product of AD and BC. Clear? Now in AD and BC, if we find that the products of AB and AD, we will compare these answers, and the one which is greater, we are going to keep the sign for that. Like if it is 2 by 7 and 3 by 5, taking the same example, 2 into 5 and 7 into 3, this is going to be 10 and this is going to be 21. We know that after multiplication, the denominators are going to be the same. So, we know that 21 is greater. So, by comparing, also we got the same answer. Even if we are doing cross multiplication, this is the second method for unlike one. Or by making this. Now, using this comparison method, we can further write the numbers, given fractions. We can rearrange them in ascending and descending order. Let's take a quick example of. Now let's take the example where we are going to arrange 2 by 5, 3 by 10, 9 by 14, 16 by 35 in ascending order. We can see that all the numbers are different. So as per the rule, we are going to find the LCM, and the LCM will be 70. So 2 5s are 2, 5 will be as it is, 2 5s are 10, then 2 14 means 7 times and 35, 5 1s are 7 will be as it is, and 35 will be 7 times. Now 7, we can see that the LCM is 70. Now to make all the denominators 70, 2 by 5 to be multiplied by 14. How it is 14? See, we have 5 here. So remove this 5, cover this 5. You are left with 7 and 2, that is 14. 10. 5 and 2 will be giving 10, then left with 7. Now 14. 14 means 7 and 2 to be covered, and we are left with 5. For 35, 7 5s are 35, remainder is 2. So the second number is remaining here, so we will multiply it by 2. Getting the equivalent fraction of this, 2 into 14 is 28, 7 3s are 21, 9 5s are 45, 16 2s are 32. But obviously all the denominators are going to be 70. Now rearrange them. Now when we rearrange them, we find that 21 is the smallest one, because we need to write in ascending order, smallest number to the largest number. So 21 by 70, 28 by 70, 32 by 70, 45 by 70. But this is not going to be the answer. Answer will be in the format of question only. So again substitute the values, like 21 by 70 you obtain by 3 by 10. 28 by 70 is obtained by 2 by 5. 32 by 70 is obtained by 16 by 35. Hence 45 by 70 is obtained by 9 by 14. So now we have finally seen that we have arranged the given fraction in the ascending order. Similarly, descending order can be done, where we will be the same number. If we try to arrange it in the descending order, it is going to be 9 by 14, 16 by 35, 2 by 5 and 3 by 10. So by this we will be ending our session today, and will be meeting soon with the second part of this, where we will be discussing about addition and subtraction of fractions, like fractions and unlike fractions too. Thanks for now. Keep solving the problems.